command minus, command plus, go to the back part, lower opacity to something like 80%. Okay. So as I said before, after I erase this part that I don't need, I continue the process simply by going with dodge and burn slowly, slightly. So there's when I erase this area, I just wanted to talk about you a little bit about the dodge and burn tool. So what I usually do is, for example, I dodge and burn. Well, that's obvious, but there's something that you need to know. For example, dodge and burn comes like in three, let's say it like options: shadows, midtones, and highlights. So technically, what it says, it's like saying, okay, do you want to use when you let's say you use the dodge tool, and the computer is asking you, do you want to use it like 25% opacity with 50% opacity, or 60% opacity, or 100? It's like three options for opacity. So for example, when you use like shadows, you dodge or burn in shadows. It's like it's gonna allow you to use the content as a level of opacity. So you can see later on how we use it, and you will see the benefit of this tool and why it's so useful, because it allows you to slowly block up the content that you need with more intensity or less intensity, speeding up the whole process. And let me erase this part too. Let me zoom in to see how it looks like. Okay, let's make the brush smaller. Okay, probably good enough. When we make back the opacity, you see, oh, it doesn't look like good, but don't pay attention to that, because when we go into Maya, it's over there is going to be quite accurate when we design it. So you don't have to pay attention too much of imperfections in Photoshop. So the biggest designs that you do is more imperfect they are, with more designs and more elements in Maya, the better the weapon will look like. The reason why is that because it's all the content, all the models that you do, they're kind of identical. They look simple, and they don't make too much of an impact. So okay, so again, shift, click, click, and click again, going forward and backward using this concept of erasing. Just try a couple of times and you will see. If it doesn't work, don't worry about it. Just don't panic. Everything is under control. The thing is, you have to pinpoint the dot where you hit, like in here. That's the important part. Okay. So again, from here to here, and vice versa. So now you just simply zoom in and take it down. Okay, almost finished. Okay, the blocking of the content is probably good enough. Too much. That's too much. just went inside of the blade and erased too many of the blade itself, too much of the blade itself. Okay, this is probably good enough here for the sword. Let's go in here, this part. Okay, erase this part in here, this part in here. This content, this content. Just if you're not sure, just lower the opacity again of the layer. It will make her visibility better. I'm kind of happy with this part in here, also with this one. Okay, this part too. This part, nothing too fancy. Erase, and that's probably it. Almost done. So as we finish erasing this part, let me see. Oops, let me see one final thing. Just gonna bring the opacity up. Okay, so this is probably it. We're finished with blocking the content. So as we start speaking, we in this part we have started the process of rendering. We blocked the content, and in the next part we're just going to continue with the rendering of the weapon.